Welcome back. This is Alan Warman again in our continuing series of helpful YouTube clips. On this series, we're going to be discussing the shrinker sock, its purpose, how it should be worn, when it could be worn, and how you should wear it. We have two different styles of shrinker socks. The obvious one for myself is that I myself am a below-the-knee amputee, but the only difference for our above-the-knee amputees is that obviously their surgery happened above the knee. The darning and doffing of the shrinker socks are exactly the same, except that there's an additional belt to be worn with the above-the-knee shrinker sock. Basically, a shrinker sock is a very elastic piece of material. Its purpose is to give us a condylar shape to our limb. After surgery, we are very swollen because of result of surgery and or result of retaining fluid. So we want to push that fluid and reduce the swelling down as much as we can prior to manufacturing your new prosthesis. So let me show you how it goes on. Basically, you're going to put it over your limb. You're going to pull up on it. We don't want any wrinkles. On the below-the-knee amputees, we want this shrinker sock to come above the knee. The reason we don't want you to stop here below the knee, you've already had, in most of our patients' cases, circulatory problems, so you don't want to end up with a tourniquet or something is stopping the fluid, the flow of blood to your limb. Coming above will give it a good shape right up into your thigh. We will come back, if needed, as your limb reduces in size over the next week to 10 days, we're going to check whether or not we could pull on this to see if it's a good fit. If we could grab it and pull like this, we're going to give you the next size down. The size is determined by your practitioner. This can be worn 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Obviously, you could remove it for bathing. This is something that can be worn and should be worn as much as possible in the beginning process. As far as your above-the-knee amputees, very simply, same exact material, just has a slightly different shape. I'll demonstrate as if my lower residual limb was an above-the-knee. You're going to pull it up onto your residual limb. Once again, pulling it taut, it's going to come up where the belt size, it comes up along your hip, and at which point you'll come around with a belt. On this particular brand, they're pretty cool because the belt will move so that you always have the Velcro in the front of you for making ease of use. Once again, this can be used 24/7. You could wear it all day, all night. You could sleep in it. Obviously, we don't want you bathing in it. And these are your two style of shrinker socks. These shrinker socks, after delivery of your prosthesis, after you successfully start walking around a lot, can be worn at night so that the next morning when you go to put on your prosthesis, you won't have any swelling issues, especially if you have a lot of volumetric changes or if you retain fluid. Me, on the hand, if I have a pastrami sandwich the day before, I know I'm going to need this shrinker sock because I just became the Pillsbury Doughboy as a result of that sodium in that pastrami. But that pastrami was so good. Well, once again, I want to thank you for tuning into our YouTube segment. We will be having more in the future, so come back to our channel to check it out. Thank you very much, and this is Alan signing off.